9 reasons why Texas is different from the rest of the South. Interesting to see what we got with this. I see why Texas is so different to the rest of the South. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's see what we got.
Texas isn't the South. Texas isn't the West.
Okay.
Texas isn't Southwest.
What is it then?
Texas is Texas. Long
Independent?
debated and often discussed, Big Texas and its place in America's regions is always a source of contention.
Okay.
The U.S. Census Bureau has designated Texas as a part of the southern region of the country. But oftentimes, if you ask someone from Texas if they're southern or not, they'll tell you, I'm not southern, I'm Texan.
Oh,
Or
really?
if you ask Americans from other parts of the country, you'll get a million different answers and reasons for why it is or it isn't. So what?
Oh, okay. So I'm telling you, like, most of the people in the UK would just assume, like, Texas is the South, right? But, yo, I know there's a lot of people from Texas that watch me. So make sure you comment down below. What, will you guys say that you're the South or not? Just Texan? Is that it? Just Texan.
What makes Texas different from other southern states? Well, on this video, I'm going to explain 9 reasons why.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you love
Hey,
this.
his name will be in the description.
And let's talk about Texas.
The first and most obvious reason is the geography and sheer size of Texas.
Massive.
If you look at the
Massive.
other southern states, they're kind of in the middle as far as land area of U.S. states.
Okay.
Larger than northeastern states, but smaller than western states.
Right.
But Texas is different. It is not only larger than every other southern state, putting it more in line with the western states, but it's also the second largest state in the entire country. At almost 269,000 square
Massive.
miles, it leapfrogs all of the western continental states.
Wait, how many UKs can you actually fit into Texas? My guess is like 3-4, bro. Maybe, I don't even know. Is Texas like 3/4 the size? I don't even know, bro.
And is only dwarfed
Probably.
by the gigantic state of Alaska. Texas is so large that it's bigger than the next 4 largest southern states combined.
Oh, wow.
If Texas were its own country, it would be the 39th largest country in the world. To give you another idea of how
Yo. If Texas was its own country, it would be the 39th largest in the world. Bro, what?
large Texas is, on the U.S. interstate highway system, the exits are usually numbered by miles from west to east and from south to north. Texas is the only state in the union where you'll see exit numbers that reach over 600. When you enter the state along I-20, you will see exit 635 for Wascom. And along
What?
I-10, there will be exit 878 for Orange. Yes, that means that you have to drive 878 miles before you're out of Texas to reach the next state.
Yo, literally, wait, how long is, I think the UK is like 700 miles. Probably even, I don't even know.
Which is New Mexico. In fact, El Paso, Texas is closer to San Diego, California, than it is to Houston, Texas.
What?
Up next is the landscape. The majority of the South consists of either coastal plains, beaches, mountains, or Piedmont areas.
So a bit
The
of
Atlantic
everything.
coastal states have low-lying areas adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean that eventually give rise to the Piedmont and the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
While the Gulf states are characterized by low-lying plains along the coast that give way to hilly terrain as you head north. The other southern states are very green, as you'll find abundant amounts of grass and forest all throughout the region, along with rivers and their associated surrounding valleys. While Texas is different. One can indeed find some similarities to other southern states in parts of Texas, but there are some distinct features that are Texas only when it comes to the South. First, let's talk about the beaches. Unlike most other southern states with a coastline, Texas is severely lacking in this area.
Wait, what? Wait, Texas is lacking with a coastline? Oh, I suppose because it's bordered by, oh yeah, it's only got the one side, hasn't it?
Houston's beach city of Galveston simply does not compare to the East Coast or other Gulf beaches.
Yeah, so Texas coastline is literally just this one side right here. It's still quite a lot though. Still quite a lot.
To the western U.S. does not compare to the East Coast or other Gulf beaches. Owing in its proximity to the western U.S. and by its larger size, the general line where the greener eastern U.S. gives way to the browner west slices right through Texas.
Oh, really?
As a result, you can find plateaus, desert valleys, and desert-style grasslands unlike anything that can be found in other parts of the South. These mountains in Texas look nothing like the Appalachians to the east. To the north, one can find large escarpments, where the Great Plains meet the coastal plains,
Look
rather
at
than
that.
Piedmont like in other states. And also great prairies that would almost make you think you were in Kansas if you didn't know any better. No other state contains such diversity of landscape quite like Texas does.
Bro, America itself has so much landscape though. Like it's actually like I'm from the UK, so it's pretty much the same all the way around the UK, right? It's just, you know, and you can plot me in any part of the UK, it's not gonna be much difference. Whereas like America, you got like snowy mountains, big mountains, crazy big lakes, loads of forests, deserts, even snow desert, the white sands. Like, bro, what?
The next reason Texas is different is due to its demographics.
Mad.
In most of the South, the demographics are, for the most part, black and white Americans with a splash of others here and there.
Okay.
The Carolinas, Virginia, Tennessee, the Deep South, especially, are all quite similar with this breakdown. But when it comes to Texas, things look quite different. In Texas, no one group makes up a majority of the population at 51% or higher. But the thing of note is that the largest group is those of Hispanic descent. At just over 40%, they have overtaken non-Hispanic whites as the largest demographic in the state.
Wait. What is non-Hispanic white? Hispanic, Latino, non-Hispanic white. Oh, is that just white? Is that just Caucasian? African American, Asian, Native American, Pacific Islander. What's that? Okay, yes, I'm not seeing white on this. So non-Hispanic white is just why is it called non-Hispanic though?
In third place is Black Americans at around 13%, followed by Asians at 6%. Texas also contains the only large metro in the United States that has a population that is more.
Oh wait, I'm being stupid. Is that because Hispanic can be, you know, white and all sorts? And then non-Hispanic white is just basically just people that aren't Hispanic. Okay, yeah, I get that. I was being stupid.
Texas also contains the only large metro in the United States that has a population that is majority Hispanic, as San Antonio is the 24th largest in the country, and Hispanic Americans are 54.3%
Wow.
of the population.
You know what? This is something I'm still learning about America, and I learned it recently. How many people are Hispanic and speak Spanish in America is actually blowing my mind. It does make sense though, because like you got Mexico right next to you, right? But it does blow my mind because like even you guys are telling me like, hey, you need to know a little bit of Spanish in certain areas in America, and yeah, no, I just obviously not being from America, I just assumed, you know, everyone spoke English and that was it pretty much.
You can see this influence all over the state, as it's not uncommon to hear Spanish being spoken at any given time,
right,
in any given place.
Okay.
This can also be somewhat regional as well, as the areas close to the Mexican border tend to have higher Hispanic populations.
That makes sense.
The Rio Grande Valley and El Paso areas are of particular note in that the Hispanic populations in these areas can reach 80 to 90%, while over in Houston, things are split mostly evenly between the three groups. And the Dallas-Fort Worth area is slightly different with a 42-16-29% split among those groups. This map of the counties gives you a good idea of the demographic distribution across the state, with Hispanics dominating the southern and southwestern parts of the state, and non-Hispanic whites making up the rest. In most other southern states, aside from Florida, the demographic makeup is usually around 60% white, 20 to 30% black, and 10% or less Hispanic. And those demographics play a role in the next reason Texas is different, and that is some of the food. First is the barbecue. The Carolinas and Tennessee are the face.
Wait, but I thought Southern barbecue, like you just said Texas barbecue, but I thought Southern barbecue was a thing as well.
Of what is Southern barbecue, but Texas is
the
barbecue. The Carolinas and Tennessee are the face of what is Southern barbecue, but Texas, of course, has its own barbecue.
Okay.
With Southern barbecue from the Carolinas and Memphis, pork is the primary meat. It consists of pork shoulders and baby back ribs. It is served pulled, shredded, or chopped, but sometimes sliced. It may also be rubbed with a spice mixture before smoking and mocked with a spice and vinegar liquid during smoking. There can be more regional differences between Eastern and Central North Carolina, as well as South Carolina, but that's the general style.
Right.
While Texas barbecue uses beef as the primary meat, and beef briskets and beef ribs are their primary dishes. Texas barbecue is cooked until it is falling off the bone and uses a sweet tomato-based sauce. What you can also find in Texas...
Bro, this is like music to my ears, man. Oh, it's cut till it's falling off the bone. We don't do that here. You have to fight the meat. In the UK, you get a piece of chicken, A drumstick or something? You gotta fight it.
That isn't found in any other southern state is authentic Tex-Mex food.
Right.
Well, like the name says, Tex-Mex is a type of Mexican food from Texas. Though it can be considered foreign food, it was in fact born right here in Texas. So one could say that Tex-Mex is American Mexican food. And according to Twisted Taco, this term used to describe American Mexican food was first introduced in Texas. Residents of the state enjoyed their Mexican dishes and began making them at home with the food that they had access to, such as beef and flour. The Mexican restaurants in Texas started adding more ingredients preferred by Texans to accommodate their taste, resulting in what we call today Tex-Mex. Examples of Tex-Mex food include fajitas, nachos, and any dish that uses beef, black beans, canned vegetables.
Gotta have some guacamole. Oh, I love guacamole.
Wheat flour or yellow cheese. These ingredients are not popular south of the Rio Grande or the Mexican border.
Okay.
This means that Tex-Mex food is available in numerous places. And as the name states, it is a Texan thing, not a Southern thing. So Texas has Tex-Mex, while the rest of the South...
Yo, do a lot of people from Texas, are they like wanted to like separate themselves from Southern? So like, you know, if you know, let's say like I went to Texas, yeah, and I started calling everyone Southern. Would a lot of people get angry? Texas people with Texans?
Has their traditional hearty food that the region is known for. Though in modern times, one can find both types of food in many parts of the country. Next, let's talk about the roads in Texas. First, roads, like everything else in Texas, are simply bigger.
Right.
Bigger stacks.
Hey, they say everything's big. Wait, is it saying everything's bigger in Texas? Isn't it saying, wait, everything's bigger in America, but then also everything's bigger than again in Texas? Is that what it is?
Higher flyovers, the world's widest freeway, and some of the widest surface boulevards.
Wait, what is that? What's that floating in the sky, mate?
You'll find in America. While around the rest of the South, seeing a large stack interchange might be a big deal, in Texas, it's just the norm. Spaghetti Junction in Atlanta, Texas has like 10 of those. I-95 in Miami would be just another road in Texas. Florida is also quite proud of its I-4 Ultimate project in Orlando. Well, in Texas, such tolled expressways are nothing new. Another thing on the roadways in Texas is the speed limits. In other southern states, you'll see speed limits that typically top out at 70 miles per hour.
Okay.
In Texas, you will not only find 75 miles per hour on major interstates,
oh, really?
but some rural two-lane roads as well. It gets even crazier with speeds up to 80 miles per hour in some places, and even 85 miles per hour on the fastest roadway in the country.
Hey, you go faster, 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 bro. The fastest you could go in the UK is 70.
Just outside of Austin. Northern neighbor Oklahoma does have a few 80 miles per hour roadways, but then some would debate its status as a southern state as well. Then aside from that, Texas is also the king of concrete roadways. Concrete roadways are not unique to Texas, as you can occasionally find concrete used on freeways in other southern states. But in Texas, even the surface streets in the cities are paved with concrete. One of the first things I noticed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area was how much concrete was used all over the area on regular arterial roads.
Right.
Definitely a Texas thing. And they are always under construction. Maybe I need to invest in a concrete company. Now on to the cities.
That might be smart.
Typically, when one thinks of major southern cities or metropolitan areas, the Texas cities don't immediately come to mind. Many regard Atlanta as the unofficial capital of the South, with its cultural dominance and centralized location.
You know what? I've heard a lot about Atlanta. I've heard a lot about it.
In the region. Atlanta is a fast-growing metro that is estimated to have 6.31 million people in 2023, making it larger than any other southern metro. Until you bring Texas into the picture. Texas has not one, but two metros that dwarf the capital of the South in population and overall development. The Dallas-Fort Worth metro area is the fourth largest in the country with 8.10 million people in 2023. And the Houston metro area is right behind it with 7.51 million residents. They both are also growing faster than Atlanta, so the gap is only getting wider, with some predicting that they may knock Chicago from its long-held third-place position in the coming decades. But it doesn't stop with the upper-tier cities. The third and fourth largest metros of San Antonio and Austin compete with second-tier southern metros such as Tampa, Charlotte, Orlando, Nashville, and Raleigh-Durham. So while the South has a decent amount of metros to go around, Texas can hold its own.
Yo, I was thinking, what is this guy doing here, bro? He's doing a wheelie. I thought he was like riding the bike like this, mate.
Texas can hold its own.
Oh, yeah.
All contained within one state. It's safe to say that.
Oh, wait, never mind. He's not doing a wheelie. Yo, what is handlebars?
One state.
What the?
Round. Texas can hold its own. All contained.
All right,
within
listen. I knew you said everything's bigger in Texas, but bro, I didn't. The handlebars too. Yo, outback handlebars meant to be here. Why are the handlebars like this? Yo, what?
It's safe to say that Atlanta's influence over the South ends at the Texas state line.
Aye.
Capital of the South, except Texas. Now, the next thing that's different about Texas is the history. While most other southern states went from colonies of foreign countries or U.S. territories prior to becoming a state, Texas actually had a period of being its own country. After
really?
the Mexican War of Independence against Spain, Texas was included in the newly independent United Mexican States of America.
Oh.
In an effort to populate the area, the Mexican government encouraged immigration from other countries, as well as migration from other parts of Mexico. So many Americans came to the territory to the point that in 1830, the Mexican government banned immigration from the United States.
No way.
Though significant illegal immigration from the United States continued to occur. By 1836, Texas delegates had decided to break away from Mexico and declared the independence of a new Republic of Texas. The U.S. recognized the Republic of Texas in 1837, though clashes with Mexico continued through the 1840s. On the other end, Mexico refused to acknowledge its independence, nor did they.
Wait. Is this how big Mexico was? And then America just chipped away it? Yo. Oh my God. Yo, Mexico had California and Texas, dude. Mad.
It entertained U.S. offers to buy Texas. It had its own constitution, its own presidents, and even had formal relations with some foreign countries. However, in 1845, the U.S. annexed Texas and admitted it to the Union, thus ending the 9-year-old Republic of Texas and angering Mexico, giving way to the Mexican-American War, and the rest is history. No other southern state came into the Union after being its own country. Next on the list is the split loyalties as far as what region Texas does belong to. Depending on where you are in Texas, it could be considered as part of the West,
right,
the South, the Great Plains, Northern Mexico, Western Oklahoma.
Wait, there's actually a region, Northern Mexico?
And New California.
New
the southern
California?
part of Texas roughly follows Interstate 45 between Houston and Dallas. With Houston no doubt being considered southern, while things get a little interesting up in the DFW. East of Dallas, most will say, is southern, while Dallas and points north can be claimed as the Great Plains. The area around
maybe so people, Texans in this region don't actually mind being, classed as southern, but then the rest are like, nah, we ain't southern, mate.
Dallas and points north can be claimed as the Great Plains. The area around the Oklahoma state line is already referred to as Texoma, and Dallas has already set its sights on this region as future territory for unlimited DFW sprawl. While still in the DFW on the western side, the city of Fort Worth is where many say the West begins. West Texas then stretches all the way down the I-20 corridor through the oil fields of Odessa and Midland and on to El Paso. Now it can be debated whether Fort Worth or El Paso is the center of West Texas, but I'd go with Fort Worth. Over the Panhandle, you'll find West Oklahoma, which is centered around Amarillo. I've driven through this area on both I-40 and US 87.
Wait, am I being stupid? But is that the song? Amarillo, na 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 da 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 da. Wait, what is that song? La 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 la. Anyway, I forgot what that song is, but is that what this is based on? Amarillo.
Around Amarillo. I've driven through this area on both I-40.
Mate, I'm going to sound so stupid if it's not. I really hope it is.
And US 87, and it definitely looks more like Oklahoma than the rest of Texas. This area here, to include Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and the Rio Grande Valley, is northern Mexico. Out here, the population is significantly more Hispanic than other parts of the state, and San Antonio is no doubt the most dominant city here.
Right.
And finally, there is the capital region around Austin.
Austin.
It is said that the capital city of Austin is the least Texas city in Texas.
What?
It is also the most popular area of the state for relocating
The capital city of Texas is the least Texas.
folks from California. In Austin, you will find an incredibly fast-growing skyline, the flagship University of Texas at Austin,
Okay.
more walkability than other Texas cities, but also the worst
Okay.
traffic of all the Texas cities.
Right. Well,
All
yeah, that's
in
not good.
one place. While in the rest of the South, for the most part, the states can more easily be fit into a single region. Though many will have something to say about South Florida and the DMV's status as southern metros. And the last thing I want to talk about is Texas state pride. Now, this is not to say that
Right.
people in other states don't show.
See, okay, so you guys in America show more pride than any other country I've seen before, right? Especially way more than us for country pride, right? And you also do show your state pride as well, but I can see where he's going with this as like Texas pride, because it's like, I see it just slightly a little bit more. Like when someone's from Texas, you know they're from Texas, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But then again, like, I don't know. On my streams, twitch.tv/L3WG, make sure you join up, by the way, so I can learn more about you guys, right? But, yeah, a lot of you guys will, a lot of you guys are proud, yeah, a lot of you guys have a lot of pride for your states, because you talk about your teams and stuff like that, and merch that you got, and your states all the time, so, yeah.
Pride in them. But Texas is on a different level.
Right.
The Lone
Just a
Star
bit
has
more
long
extra.
been a symbol of Texas pride since before it was even a state.
Alright.
And you can find it used absolutely everywhere when traveling around.
Okay.
It's on billboards. It is on cars. It is used for freeway art.
Oh, really?
I've even seen people with it on their homes. And of course, America's team over there in Dallas uses it for their logo. Though the last time that team won anything, YouTube nor Google even existed yet. You'll also see the Texas state flag everywhere. It's just a standard practice at this point. You'll see
Right.
the star or the flag in all Texas cities, both large and small. And the other thing you'll see is the state of Texas silhouette. When I stopped at the rest area entering the state on I-20, they had a Texas state-shaped monument outside. You'll see the state plastered all over several things and places just as much, if not more, than the Lone Star itself.
Alright, cool.
Even those not from Texas recognize the shape of Texas when
Oh,
they see
yeah.
it. The Texas state
Yeah.
shape might be more popular in
That is true, because my when I got my mom on the videos, we seen a Texas flag, and I quizzed her, and I said, oh, mom, like, she don't know what any of the state flags is. I don't even think she knew that states had flags, like I didn't either, right? So I said to my mom, I said, have a guess what flag this is, and she actually guessed Texas, bro. Like, she guessed Texas. I was blown away.
and recognizable than that of any other U.S. state. And then there is the Don't Mess with Texas slogan. Originally coined by the Texas
Okay.
DOT as a campaign to reduce litter, it later became a part of Texas identity and a source of
Don't mess
Texas
with
pride.
Texas.
You can find this slogan all over the state, on shirts, on cups, and various other souvenirs.
What is that, like Texas like famous saying? Don't mess with Texas.
And in public schools, the children in Texas pledge their allegiance not only to the United States flag, but also their allegiance to the Texas state flag.
Oh, really?
Other southern states just don't have the same level of state pride that you will find in Texas.
And there we have it, folks. The differences between Texas and
That was interesting, though. I can't wait to see the comment section on this, see the people from Texas talking about it, see people that aren't from Texas talking about it. Very interesting video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.